Vision Award ceremony. I'm your host, Kelly Hey, welcome everyone. Welcome to the Share Your Vision contest final voting day and award ceremony all rolled into one. I'm your host, Kelly Samuels.
And I'm Nathan Samuels, your co-host. We're broadcasting live from See-Through Studios. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Before we get started, we'd like to introduce the label and the contest so you can know a little bit more about what's actually going on tonight.
Remember your first concert? People from diverse backgrounds all coming together and sharing the same experience as one. Have you ever made a deep connection with somebody you hardly knew because of your love of music? It's clear that music has a distinct power to unite us. That's why we started See-Through Records, to use the music's ability to bring people together.
There was just one problem.
You see, we're a new independent label, so without big investors, we need to raise funds for equipment and staff. The current situation has made traditional events impossible, so we had to try something different. That's why we came up with the Share Your Vision Summer Music Video Contest. Several artists have already registered to submit an original music video and share their vision with the world. Each video will be posted with a donation link to help get See-Through Records up and running. Every dollar donated with the artist's name in the comments counts as a vote towards your favorite video. The artist with the most votes will win $1,000 worth of professional music studio services.
That's right. So your votes are making it possible for a new or already established out there performing artist to get their foot in the door, get that album recorded, get their social media handled, all that business of music that we're all being forced to do right now as the industry continues to kind of degrade and change.
Well, I'm really excited because we got 8 original videos from up-and-coming artists. They're a really diverse group. We're going to share those entries with you guys tonight, as well as some interviews, and later on in the show, we'll have some live performances from the artists.
All right, so let's get started. Our first entry comes all the way from Ghana, Africa, He's our only international star that actually applied for the contest or registered, and you really got to check him out. It's ACYY.
Man, ACYY, we're really excited to have him as part of the contest. It's difficult to get, interviews and things like that on the other side of the world.
Yeah, we really weren't prepared as a local startup label to be ready to host an international artist. And so we did have some issues with the voting through PayPal. Via Africa with their currency. We did have some issues with being able to contact him to get even a video interview. But I'll tell you a little bit more about him right now. Excuse me. So ACYY is an Afrobeats, hip-hop, and high life and gospel artist from Ghana, Africa, who started in 2012. I might not pronounce this right, but Atwahene Collins. Stage name ACYY is described as shy and calm, pretty chill, but he's got really sharp and motivational lyrics. He was the first runner-up of the Close Campus Live Tour at 2018 and winner of the Best Stage Act. Get online and check him out on Facebook or Instagram, acyy.gh, or on YouTube. Check out a couple of his release tracks, Dear Lord or Ginger featuring Macasio.
So without any further ado, let's check out ACYY's entry, All Correct.
See the face, all correct. See body, all correct. See the backside, all correct. See money, can't collect. See the face, all correct. See the body, all correct. See the backside, all correct. See money, can't collect. Anytime I look at you, there is something we need to do. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Anytime I look at you, there is something we need to do. Oh yeah. I no go lie you, and if I pass you, I no go bore you. I miss you, I see I love you. So when I come through, I wanna kiss you, I wanna have you. I will show you love, I no go do you wrong. All the time you play hard, I wanna be your baby. I will show you love, I no go do you wrong. And all the time you play holiday, I will show you money. I will sing for you, baby. I will die for you, baby.
All right.
Yeah, there it is. A little clip all the way from Ghana, Africa. Again, that's ACYY. So if you're really feeling that track, you want to see some more of that artist coming your way, go to seethroughrecords.com. Be sure to put ACYY in the comments and your PayPal donation in his honor, and we'll calculate those votes by 8:45 tonight.
Time is running short, so let's move on and introduce our next artist.
Our next artist is your super friendly local hip-hop heads, the Brothers Burns.
Man, you gotta meet these guys in person. Their shows are phenomenal, completely electric performances, so much talent, but they're also such chill and cool people in addition.
Yeah, super accessible, more fun than a barrel of monkeys. You definitely got to check out Brothers Burns when we get back into the world for sure. Until then, let's get to know him a little bit better.
What was that pivotal moment that made you define yourself as a musician?
The moment I knew that I was meant to be doing it was we've been doing it almost 14 years at this point. And I was on stage with this guy at one of our biggest shows. I remember pantomiming and pop locking behind my mask. And when I pulled that mask up and everyone saw that it was me, because I was beatboxing, and most of the time it had just been pantomiming, pop locking, like behind him and his roommate, like acting out what they were saying. And when I pulled the mask up and started beatboxing, and everyone just lost their shit. I was like, yeah. And so in that, the ability to be able to capture an entire room with nothing else but microphones, like, it was, yeah.
He's all bang, so
yeah.
I'm a musician.
that was it for me.
Man, I can't say I remember like the exact moment, but just like the progression to it. growing up and just having the love and passion for music that we did. I started writing when I was 18, met some friends along the way. We had my friend Brian Martinez and the homie Adam Rapp, and they were doing stuff at Kava Lounge. And so we hit him up and like, hey, you know, you got these connections, we want to do the album release. That was the first show that we ever did, was performing at Kava Lounge. And I was 21. And I knew at that moment, this is what I was going to do. Because, like, you know how, like, a lot of people, when they first start performing, they're like, oh, I'm so anxious, I got butterflies in my stomach. I had the complete opposite. I was ready to go. I was ready to hit that stage and perform. And, like, the slight anxiousness that you feel for shows, that didn't progress right away for me. Like, it was something that, you know, happened gradually after we started performing. So the first, you know, I don't know, a handful of shows, however long, like, I never got anxious. I was so eager, which I still am, but, you know.
Tell me about Zombie.
Oh man, Zombie is just the start of something so much bigger. It's a multimedia idea that we have, fusing illustration, comic books, music, videos, visual arts, who knows, maybe a play. Like, it's something that is been in the works for a long time. It's felt like it's almost come to a head a couple times and, you know, kind of recedes back, but this is the first that people are ever seeing. I'm very excited about this.
It's so funny to think about because it's something that we've literally had in our minds for over like 10 years and haven't really loosely shared the idea, maybe a beat or two from it here or there. Mm-hmm. But so much of the music, because of the fact that throughout the years we hadn't recorded much of it and put it out to people, the only way to get it was to come straight to the source. You know, so we don't really have a whole lot of material to put out to people. So in this instance, it's kind of perfect because we have the opportunity to get this project started. Now it's out there to the world and everybody knows that it's at least something that we have in mind. You know, now it's like just keep building on it and go from there and build each of the stories, but start with Zombie, being that that's the one that was kind of most fleshed out.
It definitely.
Oh my gosh, talking with those guys is such a kick, and their idea for this project, I mean, it's just a sketch. A lot of what our artists have put in were just sketches of what they've been working on, and I'm telling you, I'm excited to see where this goes. I love comic books. So that, you know, definitely resonates with me. Definitely love the Brothers Burns. They can tell a mad, wicked story, keep you laughing, keep you engaged. So let's check out the video.
I think there's one last little clip from the interview, and then we'll go straight into the video from there.
Oh, you got more Burns, more Burns.
No, it's two of them, so you know, had to make it, you know, equitable.
We got more of a response and reaction than I was even anticipating, you know, because I feel like this is one of those projects for me that, like, one of my inspirations I look up to, Kevin Smith, has one of the things I've always taken away from what he says is make something that you would want to see.
I'm seeing people getting brave with that, you know. I think maybe because as musicians we're not out there, we're not performing, we're not as reactive to our groups and our, you know, fans and everything. We're a little more inward and we're digging a little deeper.
When you're out in the scene and you've got the constant grading against one another, comparing who's doing what and trying to maintain your relevance and like subject matter and all this stuff, you don't do the labors of love.
Start the movie.
I'm watching a scary movie. Jay's popping some corn. Heard a knock, 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 and I'm on at the door. Jay's like, who's that? You expecting a friend? I'm like, nah, it's your mom. You should probably let her in. We both have a laugh, and I open the screen. I almost scream. The scariest thing that I've ever seen was standing there, well, hopping on one leg, cause the other one was missing, so was half of his face. And in place, I saw brains and skull frame, things that Wes Craven couldn't even explain. I maintain no, cause I've seen this movie before. Step back and reach for the bat, chilling by the door. My time was no more, though it's reaching for my neck, and his teeth sink down my life, draining every second. I hear this beep beep in the back of my head. It's my alarm going off, and I'm laying in my bed. I fell asleep watching Shaun of the Dead, stoned as can be. Man, I need to stop smoking so much weed.
I was caught off guard
Oops,
because
hold on,
I didn't
hold on.
realize this is what we were actually going to...
There we go.
So there you have it, guys. Hand home done spun magic from the Brothers Burns. I think it's hilarious, man. I get so swept up in the storytelling, especially when it's done in that format.
Well, and especially when you know these guys and you hear a line from Burns 1 like, nah, it's your mom, you should probably let her in. That's like a joke he would make. You know,
Totally.
So that's what's so great about them. They really just are who they are. They don't front.
Every time they perform, you feel like you're hanging out with some of your best hip hop heads. It's just the best. It's the best.
Oh, people love them too. If they're at a show with our band or some other band around, they get called up like almost
Every time. I mean, if you've never heard Jesse even do the beatbox magic, it's unreal. It's unreal. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah, so check it out. We got a little more interview where they're going to tell you a little bit about how they made the video.
do for the video, or was this the contest submission? So when he reached out to me to do it, I was like just panicked initially, and then once I sat down to do it, I was like, he wants it to look like it was just raw and straight off the top of my head, and not too...
I know how detailed he gets. I was like, I want it to be just like, this is the idea, throw it down on paper, because that's the feel, that we want to do for it.
What do you want your fans and your future fans, because they're logging in right now, what do you want them to know about Brothers Burns? Besides the fact that you have this really cool concept for a rad project that you're excited to work on.
Biggest thing that I'd want everybody to know is that we're still gonna stay going strong as we always have. It's one of those things that no matter who we're working with, like what project we're working on, we always find that push to keep going. Everything comes in waves, I feel, for us, and it's just yet another part of the cycle. And I mean, we're in a global pandemic, but I always feel like there's a lull in like what we do creatively, and so it's like that moment where like Hulk Hogan has been like getting beat up, and he's like down in the middle of the ring and like staggering, and then he goes to start to get up, and somebody goes to swing on him, and he stops that punch, and then it's like he starts to Hulk up. I at least personally know that I'm getting to the point where I have to let something out, both artistically from an illustrative standpoint and musically. And like when my brain starts nagging and gnawing at me, I'm like, okay, cool, sweet, all right, let's do this.
That platform is always open. If you know us and you see something you want to be involved in, and we know somebody, or us, talk to us, like say something. I feel like that's one of the things that not all artists are lucky enough to have, is that platform. And we didn't always have that, and I feel so thankful and blessed to be where we're at and be able to share this music. And if anybody is looking for that platform, come talk to one of us. Like, it's a community, and it can feel like you're on an island by yourself sometimes. But we wouldn't be where we're at if we stayed on that island and didn't swim over to that boat when we saw it going by. Stay creative, have fun. Like, that's one of the biggest things why I do this right here. It's fun, and you know, you connect with people, and if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. And it will be a struggle sometimes, but it should always be fun, you know.
Yeah.
At least a little bit.
At least a little bit.
So you heard it here first. They're itching to get this project started, and they're hoping that See-Through Records is going to be the ones to do it for them. So go online, seethroughrecords.com, get in there, vote. Every dollar counts. Every vote counts. Currently, as far as I know, our voting manager is definitely not letting us know what's going on right this very moment. But
no, we don't know actually who's going to win this. We don't even know who's at the lead at the moment. We're seeing lots of viewers come in, lots of streams. Welcome, guys, if you just joined us. We're broadcasting live. This is our first live broadcast from See-Through Studios. So if there's any technical stuff, thanks for being patient with us. But, hey, you know, we like to have fun. So if something goes wrong, we just laugh about it.
True that, true that. And you want to get some more fun out there? Vote for Brothers Burns. Put it in the comments or the notes.
So, yeah, if you go to seethroughrecords.com, you'll be able to easily find the link to vote for the Brothers Burns. Remember, every dollar donated is actually helping to get these artists off the ground. We have a goal not to, you know, just make ourselves big. We want to bring people together. And so if you go to seethroughrecords.com, you like the Brothers Burns, you go and vote for them. Those dollars are what goes toward that $1,000 prize. And some of these other artists, who knows? You could be working with them too.
Yeah, See-Through Records plans to see through a lot of art coming up in this next few years, just because we need to get back out there. If we're not going to have our live music in our live venues, we're going to have to work the workarounds. And this guy here, my partner in crime, he happens to be the master of the workaround. He can fix and figure anything out that you need. Don't hesitate to contact us if you got an issue with that latest number you're working on, or you're not exactly sure how to play this certain chord progression. I mean, this guy is here to help in all ways. I can feed you, I can counsel you, I can massage you. I mean, we got a lot of other talents besides just being in the music industry that we're really happy to share and support our artists with.
Well, growing up, I was playing music since I was a kid. I was trying to get on. I was on stage since I was about 15, and all the roadblocks that I hit as an artist, I wanted to make sure when I started a label that no one else would have to deal with that, or at least we'd have someone to help you through it so you don't feel like you're going through it alone. And most of all, so you don't give up. So if you are an up-and-coming artist and you didn't make this contest, please contact us. Or if you know somebody that, you know, is really talented but just has something in the way of them getting to that next level, hit us up, seethroughrecords.com, and we'll help you see it through.
Definitely. We got another artist who submitted a great classic rock and roll, just, yes, big band, 5 pieces. I think our only full band that was able to kind of finagle things and get it done together. Let's meet CJB.
Well, I'm Chuck, and I'm one of the C's in CJB. I'm the lead player, I guess, mostly, and do a little bit of backup singing. And I actually wrote that song. I wrote it when I was like 14 or 15 years old, so it's like 43 years old or something like that. So it's an old song, yeah.
It's been a real theme with a lot of the artists, you know, going back into something that was old and making it new again. So that's pretty cool. It seems to be working for everybody. What about you, Captain?
I thought that was a cool idea. We were coming up on the 4th of July when the contest came out, and I thought that'd be a cool song to do for it. So
yeah, it was.
I didn't know he wrote it when he was 14.
What made you want to be a musician? When was that turning point where you're like, yeah, that's what I am? I mean, clearly you grew up with musicianship in the house, so that probably gave you like a diaper advantage.
Yep, that was it. Just growing up watching Dad play guitar and stuff. So that's where I got it from and just kept it going.
Was guitar the first thing you jumped into?
Oh, yeah. Guitar was first. Didn't start playing drums until recently. Played guitar all growing up and everything.
What about you, Chuck? What was your musician turning point?
Well, I actually, on my mom's side of the family, they were all musicians. and they played in gospel bands and stuff like that, and country bands. My dad's side, they didn't play nothing but the radio, so so I took it all from my mom's side. But I played the saxophone in school, and then I played the bass guitar, and then I played the guitar, and then basically I just stuck with the guitar ever since. So, but I did play the saxophone for a while. That was a long time ago. Yeah, I mean, so from my mom's side of the family, my mom played the stuff. It was all cool, you know. And my grandpa, and you know, he was in a band, and they played on the radio and stuff, you know. So on my mom's side, so I got some music that way, and it's been fun.
Tell us about CJB. I know the letters stand for something.
Yeah, there was just the 2 Charles and the 2 Johnnies. And then people keep thinking it has to do with my kid, whose name is CJ, but it's totally unrelated. And then, yeah, just the 2 Charles, 2 Johnny band.
2 Charles, 2 Johnny band. Sweet.
Yes.
Tell us about the Celebration Blues. What's the story?
Well, it was just, you know, like I said, I was young when I put it together. I mean, Chaz added a verse to it there here recently, because it was just really a 2-verse song, and it was really nothing I took too seriously. It was in the summertime, and it was like on near the 4th of July, and you know, and the song tells a little bit at the beginning. There was some gal I'd met, and this was way before Lori and way before Chaz was thought about or anything, you know. So I just kind of put some stuff together there, and I don't know, it's just a silly song. I think Chaz wanted to do it because we were doing this COVID, you know, staying at home type of trying to put it together. He thought, you know, it's just a 3-chord song. Maybe that'd be the one to do it with, because it's kind of easy, and you know, and like most things that are easy, it starts out easy, but it's, you know, it's hard to always make even an easy song sound good. There's a difference between it being easy, but did you make it sound good, you know? So I thought we did a pretty good job making it sound good. With Nate's help, of course. I mean, that was a really big factor.
Yeah, all that.
C3 Records
all
already working for
on
you.
smartphones, video and audio, all on everybody's smartphones. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's amazing. The technology has changed and become almost, you know, so simple. It's been a big part of everyone's contribution to the contest, but also the way we've just kind of been surviving since they took our stages away, and our house parties and our barbecues and all of our events. So I'm glad to see the musicians are keeping strong on their own.
Oh man, I love those guys.
Yeah, really sweet family crew, you know, always sharing music. They've just got something really special, and they were definitely not maybe like feeling like they really wanted to compete, but they really did want to be a part of the contest. They really wanted to support what we do. They wanted to get that song out there. I mean, can you imagine a 40-year-old song? You're going to revive it, and it's going to still be that great? Oh, wait, that's right. You haven't heard it. Let's check it out.
And he had never recorded that either.
Yeah, and it's never been recorded.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of like, you know, we're seeing like kind of these old yearnings, these dreams kind of coming true, these things that, you know, I thought of and then maybe drifted away. They're coming back. We've got a little bit of space. We're not, you know, maybe out at the bar and playing shows at 11 and driving around with all our equipment. We're thinking about what is it we really want to put out there as an artist, and I think you're going to see some pretty amazing stuff coming from this drawback period.
Absolutely. And just to make sure you guys know that it was fair, you might hear some things about Nate helping out with this or that. I offered to help every contestant.
Yes.
Some were just happy to work on their own, but some people, you know, needed some help with some of the tech stuff. They're not used to a pandemic. They're not used to not being able to go out and play a show. So I was really actually proud to be able to support some of those. Also, thanks for being patient. You know, we didn't want to do in person. You know, Chuck Sr. definitely a little older, wanted to be a lot safer, even mask and all. So we did it on Zoom. It's not the best quality, but I think, you know, I tried to edit this out a little bit so you can at least get a feel of what these artists are like, because they're amazing people.
Yeah, know your artists, guys, because you're going to appreciate your music so much deeper when you know who they are and where they come from, and you just find that it brings us all together, which is the whole mission of C3 Records.
All right, well, let's hear the CJB through distance. They were not in the same room when they recorded the video or audio. Here we go, CJB, Celebration Blues. Enjoy.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You guys could probably hear Kelly laughing over some of those parts, man. And they look like they were having so much fun, Kelly.
Yeah, it's hard to even call it the blues when you're celebrating that hard. I mean, that's like the summertime clips for fun right there, for sure.
Well, it's the celebration blues. So,
yeah, it's a celebration
blues. This contrast, if you will. Man, and I don't know if Chuck could play like that when he was 14. Oh, man, that kid could shred now, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And Raphael on the keys. I mean, you guys are just tearing it up. Everyone was looking good. I love Johnny's bright green strings and his eyebrow raises.
Those get mixed reviews.
You know, at his own screen. They get mixed reviews.
The strings, yeah.
I like them.
Well, they definitely stand out.
They definitely stand out.
And so we'd like you guys to hear a little bit more about their making of this video. And, yeah, here we go.
All right.
So how'd you guys go about creating the video?
There wasn't like a storyboard or anything. It was everybody try to get video of yourself playing, and then doing whatever, just get some footage so we have something. I mean, that was it.
Hey, sometimes the easiest is the best. I like that there is some variation. I love the ones of you, Chaz, in the car. Those were pretty cool, singing, rocking out in the car.
Yeah, I like Rafa's lead solo. It's cool.
Yeah, it was kind of cool that you guys really were able to come together. I think you're the only full-on band, that we've got that participated, and everyone did it solo, COVID style. What's something that you want the fans or the people out there that are going to be checking this out? What's something you want them to know about CJB or music or just who you guys are?
I think we're kind of interesting band just because we're also multi-generational. With me and Johnny, our bass player, we're like from an older generation, and then you got Chaz, my son, obviously, and the other Johnny, they're closer in age. And then you need to sprinkle in with Rafa, and then of course Nate plays with us on some, and I don't know, I just thought it was pretty cool. I mean, it's a CJB. It seems to it grows and takes different forms sometimes with the different people that we play with. Maybe we should change the name to CJB Plus or something.
Well, room for everybody. I like the idea that music comes down through the family. Music gets passed down through the generations, just through people that love music. It's a unifier. So it's really cool to see it out there happening.
What made you want to be a musician? What was that?
All right.
All right, a little sneak preview on the next interview, but yeah, that's CJB, you guys. They're just loving music, loving sharing it. I know Chaz has got a young son who happens to be named CJ, as he mentioned. Pretty cool little kid. I've hung out with him a couple of times before, and I wouldn't be surprised if in another, how old is he, 6? So like maybe another 10 years. There's going to be a whole new CJB release.
Wouldn't be surprised, man. He's already playing. He gets on the drums. He'll play Rafa's keys. He was doing some synthesizer stuff one time. That kid's going to be proud of you.
You know what? If you got to do something with the kids, teach them music. It
That's
opens
right.
up their brain, their thinking, their reasoning. It teaches you math, art, expression. I mean, you name it. You can incorporate anything with music. I really do believe that.
Well, shoot, and the fact that, Chaz still likes to hang with his dad and jam with him tells you it brings that family together.
There's that, too. Your kids will keep in touch. Just like us. It's a family affair.
Oh, wait. You didn't tell him, huh?
Well, okay, so
we had the last name.
Now, but
we had the last name. I guess they could figure it out.
Yeah. They know. So anyways.
If you'd like to vote for CJB, head on down to see-through-records.com. Make sure when you hit that PayPal donation link that you add that note. There's a note section in PayPal where you put the name CJB so we make sure we know where your vote's going for. Tell us about our next artist.
Our next artist is another, out on the scene San Diego player, Heather Marie. She's been doing all kinds of stuff with all kinds of people. Let's find out a little bit more about Heather Marie as she stands on her own right now.
Point that you were just like, oh, this is it. That's an easy one for me because nothing made me want to be one. I was born to be one. And I know that's so cheesy, probably a lot of people I was born to be a musician. But I just, as long as I can remember when I was a little girl, my very first memories, I just knew that's what I had to do. Music was such a part of me. I was singing, I loved to write. As soon as I could write, I was writing, and as soon as I got my hands on an instrument and got serious about it, I was like, whoa, look at this, songs. I'm a giddy little girl when it comes to that. But I really do feel that musicianship for me is not a choice. It's just what I'm supposed to be, what I have to be. Music is my first love.
Love it. Tell us about the song. Tell us about Dead Wanting.
All right, so what I've been doing through these COVID times to survive, to get by mentally, to feel like there's a reason to wake up in the morning, is I've been writing with people. And I met Andrew Roper through on OfferUp sale. I actually bought an accordion, a child's accordion. It was $20. it's rad. I really love instruments, and I'm like, I really want an accordion, but I don't know how to play one, so I start, big when, they're a little expensive. So I'm meeting up with him, and I'm normally not one to be like, so I'm a musician too, what's up? I feel like that can sound boastful sometimes. But, he had mentioned, I think, that he was in a band, or he had band practices, and I did say that. I'm like, I'm a musician too. I did it. And so we started talking, and we had an instant camaraderie. And so I gave him a link to some of the stuff I'd done previously with Podunk Nowhere and with the Black Sands. And he hit me back up, and he was like, I have some songs that might be good for you to sing over, music that you could write and do some melody stuff with. And this is really cool too, because he's actually in a heavy metal band, like hard metal, and they're really good too. We got together, and there was this really instant ease of working with him, which is very rare, really hard to find. And so I think Dead Wanting was maybe our third or fourth song that we did, and this was actually improvisational. Like, we just started playing, and he's playing the guitar, and I had some lyrics that were already written from years ago. I would bring my journals to every time we would get together. So as improvisational, I mean, off the cuff with melody, feeling the music, and then there are some parts at the end that weren't actually written, but just felt right. And like, it was cool whenever I listened back to it. I was like, that feels right. And the same with the other songs we did. First song we did, it was like, that was really easy, and that felt good. And I like to think that we're sort of like the Alice in Chains to his heavy metal. Nice. So it's like, we're not, it's like, I don't think it's too soft. I think it's like maybe 90s alt rock ish, but putting that song together, it was just perfect. Everything was perfect. And we don't like hang out other than just write music. I mean, we're buds, but like, what I mean by that to say is like, I can feel where he's going to change and go. And I've never done that with anybody other than somebody I've really known for a long time.
It's so great when you can collaborate with another artist and take your unique gifts and just find that moment where you connect with each other, and it kind of like, it amplifies the connection that everybody else feels as well.
Absolutely. That's something we hope this contest can help achieve. Some of these artists, some are actually here right now, meeting for the first time.
That's true. They could be out there working in new songs. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
All right. Well, hey, we want to make sure, though, you get to hear the song Heather's been talking about.
That's true. You've got to see it. It's called Dead Wanting. Just get comfortable for this one. It feels good.
I don't understand it. Why can't you see it? Longing leads to needing, and rapture, it leads to melancholy. Deception from inception. Only fools don't see that the road from there, the road lies lead to the bottom, and the darkness is settling. The lies are spun in perpetual motion. The mistrust is everlasting. Dead end, don't turn down that way, my friend. 'Cause She tries to refrain from doing anything. We all know the time will be turning, turning, yeah. There can never be reciprocation anymore. You might initiate all the feelings you go falling deeper into how we want more, how we know what we can't get. Oh, how we want it more, what we know we can't get, can't get. You want it. You want it.
All right.
Yeah. I just love the technique that she used on the video. I love the draw.
There's rawness that kind of matches
Yeah.
in the voice from the the song itself and the video. It kind of
It all fits together really well. So,
Yeah, let's hear it from Heather. Let's hear what she had to say about the making of this video.
Oh yeah.
So how did you go about actually creating a video?
You probably didn't hear any of that. Just wanted to make sure you know. Again, our first live broadcast. So if you did hear it, sorry for repeating, but we were just saying how much we enjoyed Heather's, kind of rawness with the way she combined that with her voice, the lyrics, the song. They all went together really well.
Yeah.
And then we were going to play her actually talking about it, so sorry about that.
Take two.
For the contest, I mean, what went into it for you?
You know, I discovered iMovie. I had it for years, but I hadn't played around with it. And one day I was like, what's this? Oh, wait, if I put a song in here and add some video, you can do fun things. So I had been playing around with that, and I went to Indiana in July. When I think of my hometown, Indiana, I always think of cornfields because I was surrounded by them growing up. And Children of the Corn, by the way, is something I will never watch again. It still terrifies me to this day. I just was driving in the car on the passenger seat, of course, just taking pictures of the countryside. And it wasn't just the cornfields, you'll see the horses, and there's always going to be a barn. And then randomly there's sometimes a random church in the middle of nowhere. You just never know. I used to be so bored with the Indiana countryside, and I'm living in San Diego now for almost 18 years, which I love. Oh my gosh, we have so much beauty out here. It was plain as far as there's no contour, there were no mountains, and and I was bored with that. But now I go back, and the cornfields and the canopy of trees, the open fields, the farms, the old barns, I find so much more beauty in that than I did before, because now I can look at it and really appreciate it and respect it. And I really love that video. I'm actually getting chills now thinking about it because it's Indiana. There's some San Diego shots in there as well. Can't help that. And then at the end, there is a cemetery shot, but I figured, hey, this song is called Dead Wanting, so why not have a cemetery? If you look closely, too, there's a random person walking through the cemetery, and we wonder, is he real? Or is he a ghost? The song, too, I'm very bonded with. It's a little bit cynical when it comes to love. I've had my share of heartache, as we all have, but heartache resonates in me in waves that come out sonically. Yes. And I felt that way with that song, and the lyrics that brought it back. And at the very end, it was like, oh, how we want it more, what we know we can't have. That's the beauty and pain of life at the same time.
That's it. That's totally it. What's something that you would want the old fans and the new fans to know about the Heather Marie project?
First of all, I thought I knew who I was. But I think there's a path of discovery and rediscovery through our lives. I have found throughout this last year a lot about myself that I had no idea. First of all, I'm stronger than I thought. And that, thank God. Thanks for letting me be strong enough to get through all this alone and by myself. But it has also shown me that I like doing so many different types of genres. I just love music. I love the challenge. I love doing new things. You know, I've got a trip hop project. Never thought I'd say those words in one sentence with I involved in it, but it's awesome with Nathan Hubbard, calling it Stealing Stars, and that'll be coming around. And then I've got the project with Andrew Roper, and we don't have a band name yet, but I have a cool idea that I don't want to say because somebody will steal it. So I said it's that. And then, you know, I've been writing with also Happy Ron, who's like one of the hardest working musicians in this freaking town. He's a great songwriter too. He really is. That to me is really exciting because I just love co-writing with people and learning new things, new styles. And to answer your question, what I've found out and what I'd like to say is I no longer feel like I'm in one genre. It's really hard for me to answer that question now because I want to be like, everything.
That is an answer.
I want to be a rapper.
Answer, yeah.
I want to be a rapper, but I might have to be a backseat dream. I just love music, and I love what music does for me. It fulfills me. It's the only thing that has never disappointed. And I will say this, I mean, yeah, there's been things that I wish I could have gone farther with at this point in my life, maybe be making a living off of music, etc. But I don't need to because I love it. The passion I have for it is so fulfilling, and my drug of choice is music and being on a stage when people are listening and I feel that energy coming back at me. That is the most amazing feeling.
Oh man, it's a shared feeling.
Wait, you guys can hear us, right? Okay, good. All right.
It's a shared feeling. You know, I think there were some ghosts from the Dead Wanting Cemetery, you know, in the video too. It was just kind of doing this.
That interview was haunted. There was like a ghost cup. The camera was moving on its own. Yeah.
But it's really cool to hear, you know, about artists, especially ones that I've seen, you know, playing for a while around town, you know, out there expanding their roots, you know, moving into new styles and genres, finding out, you know, how they fit with other artists and create these, you know, out of the heavy metal and into maybe a little more, you know, mellow metal or whatever you're supposed to call that, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, the coolest thing is I've known some of these artists for years. Heather Marie is an example. But I've learned something new from every single one of these interviews. It was really fun editing it. Well, okay, editing was kind of challenging. But hearing the interviews, and I think my lovely lady did an amazing job just bringing out those artists in their true form.
Well, Heather makes it easy, that's for sure. She's just very down to earth, you know. She's that best girlfriend that you call up, you know, any time of day and you can get a good chat in and get inspired. And she never, ever travels without the guitar or the notebooks, you know, ready to do something musically for sure.
So if you want to support Heather in her musical journey, please go to seethroughrecords.com. There you will find all the instructions to be able to make a donation to the label and to vote for her to win our $1,000 she would probably really like $1,000 worth of studio time. What do you think?
Yeah, she would definitely use up every last drop of it.
She's got 1 or 2 projects as her. You know.
Or 3 or 4 probably by today.
Yeah.
Yeah, make sure to put Heather Marie into the notes box so that we know that vote counts for her. Our voting team is calculating as we speak. I'm dying to know what's going on out there, but we've been told we're not supposed to. So we're just gonna go on with the really good stuff, which is more music, more artists, more videos, more people for you to meet and fall in love with.
Exactly. And here's another person for you to meet and fall in love with. You might have heard of this guy. He is kind of a local legend in some ways, But, you know, it's really interesting. Well, let's hear it from him. Israel Maldonado, folks. Let's see what he had to say in his interview with Kelly.
Tell us what made you want to be a musician, or that moment where you knew you were a musician.
I think when I started making my own money, probably, I was like, you know what, I can do this on my own, and I am my own person. And I started breaking off from different bands and different duos, and I was working for people, and I started doing my own money and booking my own shows. And I do my own weddings and stuff, and I was like, I can actually handle a wedding, which is a lot of pressure.
Mm-hmm.
And I started seeing how much money you can make doing weddings. For me, it was like a piece of cake, you know, playing the classical guitar for the ceremony, playing cocktail hour music, which is kind of what I do anyways when I sing songs and stuff. And then DJing the reception. I love DJing. And I was like, wow, I can't believe I can make this much money doing what I love. And that's when I started, like, my wheels started turning. I was like, I don't need anybody. I can just do this on myself. And, you know, I've been asked to join different bands and different projects and everything, but I can't do it because it's a lot of commitment. And I feel like right now I just need to commit to my business. Like, the one thing that you don't think about a musician, like making money and stuff, is the business side, which is emails, invoices, and contracts. And that's a part that I'm not very good at. I hate it, but it pays off. I just got to be handling the business so that way I can play, and then people can recommend me.
That's what we're here to do.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I do things like, you know, support other artists and support people that are, you know, doing things for artists. And so really appreciate that.
Tell us about your song, Aquella Noche. Tell us about that night.
Café Sevilla back in like 97. There was a girl with curly hair, but way out of my league, and just kind of one of those things that it was in my dream that I was going out with her. And I was pretty bummed that it was a dream, and that's kind of what it's about. That's the general thing about it. But the thing about the song itself, though, it just comes from the rhythm itself. It's a maracatu rhythm from Pernambuco, Brazil, and I always loved that rhythm, and I always wanted to write a song with that rhythm, but in Spanish, and which is what that whole my first EP was mostly about. It's just a lot of like Brazilian influence and putting it in Spanish.
Do you sing in Portuguese as well?
Yeah, that was my minor at school. When I started playing Brazilian music, it was at Café Sevilla. It was in '96, and I was playing just miscellaneous percussion, and all the songs were in Portuguese. I mean, Spanish is my first language. I learned English like when I was like 14. I was in ESL. Portuguese is very similar to Spanish. I just was really obsessed with Brazilian music, I think when I was like 21. And I was just everything Brazilian music, everything Portuguese and Brazilian girls and things like that. So
good choice.
Yeah, it was, at the time it was nice.
Oops. All right.
So there you have it. A little introduction to Israel Maldonado. You guys have got to check out this video. It's so fun. He's put some really cool stuff online this year, and you know, he's going to talk a little bit more about kind of how he puts these things together. But this one's just him sketching through the track, and I think you're going to love it. And you might want to like get up and dance because it is Latin music, and you shouldn't sit still.
It's kind of not hard not to move to Latin music, but here's the coolest thing. Like he was saying in the interview, that kind of mezcla between mix of Brazilian and more traditional, you know, Spanish-speaking, you know, it's not just one country. It's not just Mexico, kids. I'll tell you that. But at any rate, his mixing of styles, I think, you know, being from TJ and then, you know, studying, like really studying. When you hear this guy play, you'll see he's well-studied. You know, combining that together, it's like the best of lots of worlds.
Yeah, again, is when you start mixing up all the influences. You take all the things that have set you on fire and then make them your own. You know, you start to own it, you start to feel it, and then develop your own character. I think that's really, really pivotal in an artist's career, and that's when we find them and go, oh my gosh, yeah, because We want to see you, you know, the instrument we're really waiting to hear is the person behind the music.
Well said. Well, without any further ado, let's hear Israel Maldonado with Aquella Noche.
Aquella noche en el Sevilla no esperaba encontrar a nadie, solo quise ir a bailar, no sabes qué ser yo quería, pero cuando vi tu rostro nos encontrábamos besando, quisiera que fuera realidad ese momento, pero como cuando nos despertamos de un sueño tan hermoso, cuando me desperté, ya, me muero de rabia, no fue realidad, quisiera regresar contigo, ya, como yo quisiera entender lo que me decían tus ojos, ya, ya. Continuaste balanceando y esas copas que nos hacen tan felices, de repente tus labios me recordaban ese momento tan feliz que mi mente compartimos, en la playa caminábamos, piel morena y pelo rizado, nos besamos de nuevo sin pensar que solo existe nuestro sueño. Parpadeé, me desperté, ya, me muero de rabia, no fue realidad, quisiera regresar contigo, ya, como yo quisiera entender lo que me decían tus ojos, ya, ya.
you know that can play the pandero and a guitar solo at the same time. I mean, really.
Not just any guitar solo, too, man. This guy is a shredder. He rips the acoustic better than most folks I know play the electric, man.
Yeah, check him out. Get onto his website. Get onto his Facebook page. He's always posting, and I think he's been out even playing some COVID-safe gigs at some of the outdoor venues. So, I mean, he's around town all the time. If you ever get a chance to see him, do not miss it. And if you love that video, get online, go to c3records.com and vote. You know?
But we do have, before we move on to our next artist, we do have a little bit more from Israel about the making of the video itself and about him as a person.
How'd you go about actually creating the video that you submitted?
I just submitted something really quick. I wasn't sure what it was, so I just played a song on my looper, and I was in my studio, and it was really fast. So I haven't seen it, so I don't know what it is. And, hopefully it's good. Hopefully you guys liked it. And
The most important part was there. You were playing music.
yeah, I was just me with my loop station, which is my money maker. I think for this song itself, I started off with the beat on the guitar. It's got to be square because it's not like quantized on its own. So you have to cut it right on that beat, so it's a square loop, right? Sometimes people think that it's pre-recorded, and I always like to give them an example. Okay, this is kind of what I'm doing, so you guys can kind of be aware, and they get a kick out of it.
It's intensely difficult.
It's very difficult, yeah. So,
your timing's got to be dead on.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing a little bit what goes on behind the scenes. I think people appreciate it more when they know. What's something extra you want to share with the fans that they should know about you?
Like, this is like a picture of me when I was a little kid. So that was a kids orchestra in Tijuana. That was in front of my mom's house. And that's where they taught us how to read music. It's a really poor area of Tijuana, and it's like a long road, you know what I mean? My music education started when I was a little kid. Like, I was in a kids band. I was very lucky that my mom got me into that, So when I'm teaching students, I'm always trying to bring that to the table, and I'm very patient, you know what I mean? Because back then, the teachers were really strict,
Yeah.
No goofing around, like, you know what I mean? It's always like, it's all serious business.
What made you want to be a musician? What was that turning point where you knew in your heart?
All right. There's so many amazing interviews by Kelly. I'm like starting to blend them all together. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the next one.
Yeah, well, that one was definitely, a really great one for me. I really admire artists that can play, first of all, more than one instrument. I find amazing. But then when they can really just score an entire piece, and they're playing the bass and they're playing the beat, and they're bringing in, the vocals and layers of rhythm and guitar and bass and everything. I mean, being able to pull off a one-man band total project like that, I have just the utmost admiration for. So definitely get online and check out Israel's stuff. It's really cool. There's some that he does that you can see him play, in entirety, the whole, each individual part. And I got a real kick out of those during the COVID lockdown for sure, because it just blows my mind. It's totally awesome. I'm more of a collaborative artist myself.
Yeah, well, that's part of, just his journey, and I really appreciated the way he kind of spoke about that, because all of us as artists have to go through a different journey. Each one of these artists tonight had different experiences, different struggles, different challenges, and their art reflects that. And that's the beautiful thing about just having this opportunity. So we're really grateful you are all here. We're really grateful for all our artists. And guess what? We got some more.
That's right. So get online and vote for Israel Maldonado. And our next artist, submission that we want to introduce to you is Q Ortiz. And he's got a special place in my heart. They all have a special place in my heart. Actually, every last one of them I've just learned to appreciate in so many ways. But I've had an opportunity to even play with Q a little bit here and there, and I'm always amazed by his creativity. The richness of his soul is always present, whether it's on stage or in one of his YouTube videos. I love the way he connects sound and movement, and everything about Q is just, it's so organic. It's so natural. It's just coming through, and it's really something to see. So I won't say too much. I'm gonna let Q introduce himself a little bit to you, and then we'll check out his video.
Absolutely. Let's hear a little bit about Q's moment when he realized he was a musician.
What you were meant to do.
Music has been my personal outlet through the form of rhyming, through the form of rapping. So I write different raps to instrumentals that I'll find on the internet. That's how I used to express myself. That started around junior high school. Then fast forward, I kept it up in the mix doing ciphers. And then when I came out here actually to California, I was at an open mic where there was this lady. She came up to me right after the song and she goes, "Yo, that last verse, when you said removing dead weight, that's exactly what I'm going through right now." And from that moment, that was like, this is what I'm doing. I'm doing music. I'm sharing my perspective because at least this person is being helped by me sharing my perspective. And then from there, it just came like, all right, I'm playing this instrument. I started with the djembe more so, then hopped on the cajon, and then the guitar, and then keys, singing, all that, just getting into the music. I think they all just like lend themselves to just creating. So it's like, that's
so awesome. You got a whole symphony in there.
That's another thing. My voice, if something's too difficult on an instrument specifically, then that's where, I definitely capitalize on my voice to push through.
Nothing slows the Q train motion.
No.
Tell us a little bit about In Motion.
During this particular time, before the start of the fall, I was in a good, bubbling, focused energy that was guiding me into creating music and creating a project. Initially, I didn't know that I was creating an album. Like, I was already building concepts around it and before it, so that when it came, it was just like, oh, okay, that's the start. Okay, and then what would I want to hear next? Okay, I'm tapping my foot, and I'm like, yeah, okay, and I'm doing words, and I'm like, all right, that's the next song, and then I did that song. Then that third song, that's what Emotion was becoming, and I saw that there was the See-Through Records contest happening, and got that push when it was time to come up with music for the contest. I didn't want to play what I already had. I wanted to just like be super fresh. I was just like in the moment of what was coming out, recording that. So what people got to see was literally just like not even on the press, like it was just like before the press. I sat with that maybe a few minutes to like get in a groove and really feel what it was. Then it was just like I was in it, in motion. Like that was that theme. It was just like, now you're in motion, getting into the day, getting into what you're doing and riding out that momentum.
I love the fact that our contest actually drove like the artist to be like, all right, well, I got this thing in mind, I'll just throw that down real quick and throw it in there, and it's just been like, wow, that's so inspiring. That's so great that they heard the call and we're just so brave and so honest and like, I'm just gonna throw the sketch out there. I'm gonna do this song like in real time. I mean, you don't necessarily, I mean, even live, we've rehearsed that stuff, at least some of us have. Some of us are real improvisational, but you know, I mean, there's been some rehearsal, there's at least been like a song list, you know. I love that this contest really got some people motivated to put themselves out there.
Absolutely, and Q was not exaggerating in the interview. I remember like hitting him up because I just really appreciate him as a person and as an artist, and he's so unique, and he's always got something that surprises me and is different. And I think maybe, I don't know, a week or so before the deadline, maybe 2, I hit him up again. I'm like, hey, so, you know, you've been working on anything? He's like, oh, no, I got you. I'll do something. And it was the next day he sent the video. So, you know, he wasn't joking. He truly captured, I think, one of his amazing skills, and that's just part of Q Ortiz, is he lives in the moment, and that motion, that movement, I thought was really captured well with the video. Let's check it out.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's see it. Q in motion.
We taking this on and breaking this round. I'm moving around town. I'm moving downtown. I get into bound and sitting this on and taking them bound and sitting this on.
I love his little logo, man. Oh. Thank you, Kelly.
No way. So there you got it, you know, just a little sketch, just that moment of inspiration, like really, which is what we're there to, you know, see when we're appreciating our musicians and artists. We want to see that creative spark, and Q never puts a, you know, the what is it, the hurricane like candle lamp thing up. No, the flame's just burning, and it gets brighter all the time.
Well, he can be really thoughtful about, if you listen to, you know, some of his stuff on Spotify, for example, you can hear really developed tracks. But if he'd have gone and spent too much time on that one, it wouldn't have captured him literally being in motion in the creative process.
Yeah, definitely.
And it was funny because, you know, he's a talented dancer, and he moves in all kinds of ways, from qigong to, well, just the way he just comports himself. But I will tell you what, that was really exciting, because I watched the video, I listened to the track, and then watched the interview. It's like, oh, okay. That's what he meant by emotion. That was cool.
Sometimes you just got to go with the flow. See-Through Records is here to give you a river to swim up, or down, or float on.
Absolutely. And I hope you guys have been able to see tonight just the different approaches the different artists have taken, the different values they get from their music, what it means to them, because it's different for each of us. And unlike some labels where they're like, oh, we're a hip-hop label, we're this or that, we really are trying to focus on people. And that's, I think, what sets us apart.
Yeah, it's a true music label with an emphasis on the artist, the art, the craft, the experience. You all want to be a part of that. We're missing it so much right now. I mean, you really want to be a part of it. So let me just suggest, maybe, to be a better part of it, to get a little more involved, you go vote.
She's just throwing it out there, you know.
And I mean all the voting, because we have a lot of voting coming
Absolutely.
up this year. This is just practice. This
True,
is practice voting.
Exactly.
You know, your money,
Yeah.
the way you spend your money is always a vote. Every dollar you spend on a certain type of food or clothing, it's a vote. It's a vote, and it tells
Right.
the world what you want more of. So be active. Support your musicians, your artists. Support handmade crafts and the person next door making something maybe over, the big, industrialized marketing of a project or product, sorry. Because it feeds your soul.
Well, not just that.
Literally, that's it. It just makes you...
Not just that, but it makes you kind of a silent partner in a bigger movement, because I think all these changes in the times, we have something to learn from them.
Yeah.
And I think it's a big opportunity for people that don't have big means to be a part of big things. So again, if you're interested in voting for one of these videos like Q Ortiz, you can head over to cthroughrecords.com. But before we move on to our next artist, let's hear a little more from Q.
All right, let's do it. Tell me a little bit about actually creating the video.
I have this gimbal, and I haven't used the gimbal too much, but it's like one of those things where you can do the groovy shots and like the slides and all that, where because I've been in such a musical mode, I haven't been in that video space to really experiment with angles and like with my YouTube and just all that. So with this, I had the opportunity to just pull out this gimbal, set it down, figure it out, just make a video to build a momentum, to use it. What was that?
Crazy that happened? Did your gimbal turn upside down unexpectedly, or?
It was definitely flipping upside down unexpectedly. Like I'm like, oh yeah, this should be straight, and then it just fell like this, not recording. I'm like, okay, well, I'm not using that part. Like I'm just gonna cut that out. Like, yeah. But we made it through. We made it happen.
Rhythm, tell us what made you want to be a musician.
Spoiler alert.
So many buttons to push, and that's one of the things that I think we're all learning together, is just how technology has changed and how we're going to have to change along with it and learn all these tricks and techniques to just keep putting more polished stuff out there. Go ahead and get online, vote for Q. We're about to introduce the sneak peek that you just saw.
Absolutely. And just a quick reminder, when you go to cthroughrecords.com, you hit that PayPal link, make sure when you get to the PayPal site, you add a note putting the artist's name in the comments. Spelling doesn't really matter. We're really fortunate. One of our partners is paying attention to all that kind of stuff. He will make sure your vote goes to the right place, but if it's blank, we won't know who it goes to. At any rate, I will tell you, though, I'm really glad you mentioned that technology piece, because something I think that this broadcast, me learning broadcast software, all these artists learning video software and hardware like gimbals and all this kind of stuff, it's all as a vehicle for something human. And to me, that was really special. The fact that, we could have had like maybe some kind of phone recording on speaker, but for you to at least see, even, if it's online and not great quality, Q in motion as a person, I think that was pretty special.
Yeah, we're really, really lucky. We're so lucky, in fact, we've got 2 more amazing videos to unwrap. We get closer to that voting deadline. That's right, you got like 23 minutes right now to get your votes in. So let's get these new videos. Let's get these last videos in so you can see them all and make your decision. Maybe that's what you're out there waiting for. Maybe it's not a personal mission. You're out there to support a friend. Maybe you're just curious and you want to know all what we got going on. So this next one, huge talent.
Absolutely. You may know her as Rhythm Turner. You may have heard Rhythm in the Method. But actually today, this particular individual is going to go under the moniker of RhythMx. Let's hear a little bit about RhythMx.
That turning point where you knew that defined you.
I honestly can't think of a time that I didn't want to be a musician. I really always enjoyed music and lived with music in the house. Both my parents really shared a lot of music with us and played music. My dad was a musician in the 70s, and he played all kinds of instruments with us and was really awesome. You know, letting us have instruments that were loud. I got a drum set. And even before that, I was doing dance moves in the mirror and wanting to perform in front of people. And started school about 6th grade, going to school intentionally for music, taking music in school, and then going on to take music, and really spent a lot of time honing in my skills when I was young, which I'm really proud of and happy about, and really grateful that my parents supported me in that.
Tell us about Phantom Muse.
Well, Phantom Muse actually was a song created in a different style than I'm used to. It includes a lot of electronic elements, which I'm kind of just now exploring and really want to dive deeper into that. Considering the circumstances now, it's kind of hard to get together with musicians. So I figured, why don't I explore playing all the parts myself and creating something that sounds really different. So Phantom Muse came about through a challenge that I created for myself to write songs every day for a period of time. I didn't do the exact 100 days that I set out to do, but I did write a lot of new songs, and one of which was inspired by a couple different things. One is my dear friend Nina Leilani, who unfortunately and tragically passed away in June. And she is like my Phantom Muse. And a Phantom Muse is now someone who's crossed over, perhaps, but an energy, a spirit, a love that is interdimensional, that comes through you to create space for creative energy to come through, for you to create art that is moving and that is impactful and that is healing. So this is a prayer to myself, really, for that muse and for my friend to be with me and to help me through this time that I feel like is a really important time for creation.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, let's see the video. What else can I possibly say?
Ladies and gentlemen, RhythMx, Phantom Muse.
Too much pressure I put on myself. I need some room to breathe. It's alright if it's not perfect. I wanna be open to receive. Just a little spark I feel is all I need to keep the fire burning on. Won't you please come to me, come to me?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's part of every artist's experience, you know, that chasing the muse, finding the muse, being able to properly express the muse, and discovering that there is a muse, losing it, having it come back. I mean, I just thought the lyrics were so perfect for the time, you know. I love I love seeing Rhythm hamming it up in the scenes and like being an actress.
Yeah, there you go. Well, hey, let's hear Rhythm tell us a little more about the making of the video.
How did you go about creating your video?
The video was made in one day, which is thanks to Nathan Samuels, who busted out, and I might have maybe showed up there at 11:30 at night. So he had everything set up, and I was very tired, but we pulled it off. And some of the B-roll that was used was taken on a recent trip that I had that I made to DC. And just from the airplane, there was incredible celestial bulbous clouds just billowing up, and different kind of cloud scenery from the airplane that I really thought was breathtaking. And it made me think about the Phantom Muse coming through the celestial plane in through our earth, through the clouds, and coming in to us musicians.
It's a good place to meet your muse, about 30,000 feet in the air.
Yeah, she's just flying down.
Tell me about the video shoot itself. You got any bloopers or anything that you stumbled upon, you know, that was really something that was a surprise to you, maybe?
Well, we just shot it so quickly, and we were really adaptive and thinking on our toes. But the one funny thing, I guess, is that if you look closely, you can notice that I have a cast on my arm, and I was to get it off the next day, but I didn't, and that's okay. But it just shows, I guess, as a testament to no matter what happens and things don't exactly turn out the way you think they should, it is always perfect, and it's always a lesson, and it always is something positive on the other side when you make it through it.
That's such a great message. Do you have anything else that you want to share with friends and fans that really defines RhythMx, this kind of new solo exploration a la the times?
Actually, RhythMx was born from doing a couple of DJ sets at some festivals randomly, which Nathan Samuels also helped me to produce and to put together. It was because I wanted to kind of play with the word rhythm and put the capital M and X. And MX period is actually the Mr. or Ms. for non-binary people, which I consider myself non-binary or gender expansive. My preferred pronouns are they, them, and my preferred, I guess if you say Mr. or Miss, there's mix. So I thought RhythMx was kind of a way to open that up and open that conversation up, and also to show people that might be queer or gender variant or who are hip to the term that it's also possible for their voice to be heard and for them to do what they need to do and have a very supportive community around them, and for others to learn. So we're all learning and we're all growing together.
Tell us a little bit, Jarrett, about...
Oh, one more spoiler alert, but guess what? That is going to be our last artist. We only got one more to go. I hope you enjoyed, hearing a little bit about, Rhythm's just, there's always a vision with Rhythm.
Oh, God, yeah. She's never come into a studio or a gig without just being like, all right, so
yeah.
I have this idea, or I got this song, or I know when they were working on those DJ sets, I mean, she came in with song after song, and it was just a matter of getting them together and getting it to flow well so that it would keep a party going. I mean, she's just a determined artist, I see the determination in her face when she talks about it.
Or maybe after the interview we should start saying they. I don't know.
Or they. I'm sorry.
At any rate, if you would like to vote for RhythMx, head over to seethroughrecords.com. You'll find the link. Make sure you put RhythMx It doesn't matter how you spell it. You can see it on the site as well, though, if you're concerned about it. At any rate, we have one more video we'd like to share, one more artist, and then we're going to get down to some live performances.
Yes,
All
the part
right.
you've all been waiting for anxiously, I'm sure, just like me.
So next up, we would like to introduce, well, at least our main representative from Wake Up Screaming.
Yes, this is Jarrett Selwyn from Wake Up Screaming, telling us a little bit about what the project's all about.
What made you want to be a musician?
I guess it comes down to that feeling I got when I was 8 years old and I put on that record for the first time and just got taken somewhere else. And I've spent the last 40 years trying to get that feeling back. I've had some success here and there, and so it's always made it worth to keep trying.
Tell us about Tiny Floss, the song that you submitted to the contest.
Tiny Flaws was actually an experiment of mine in that the music had been done for a while and I was stuck for ideas for lyrics, and what I started doing was the old cut-up method.
Nice.
Taking random word combinations or random phrase combinations and seeing what I could come up with, and that's how the lyrics to it came together. By the time I got to like the chorus parts and whatnot, they actually almost started to make sense, almost. And so there is some meaning behind what the lyrics are about, but at the same time, do not overread it.
Especially in this day and age, huh?
Right.
So as far as like a specific story to tell, is a little less about that and a little more just about working the method and getting things to fit together?
As far as the story behind it, it's a song about imperfections, big and small, and how you perceive them and how you react to them. That's how I look at it in the big sense. In the small sense, it's just silly word combinations. And that came across when I came up with the idea for the video. I thought to myself, well, why not have a video that doesn't make any sense?
Oh yeah, it takes me back to my soil days.
Yeah, a little goth industrial love from Jarrett Selwyn of Wake Up Screaming. You know, I really enjoyed his video just because it really stands out. It's so different. It's one of the few you know, more like what do you call it, computer animation, like
animated
videos,
yeah,
animated video. Yeah, it just stands out. You know, everybody can definitely kind of get a feel for that sense of experimentation, and also that just like the whole idea of the song in a way, you know, just these tiny flaws that we sometimes let tear us down and keep us from doing what it is we really want to do. Like if you can just get past that and you had your people at See-Through to help you, to encourage you, you know, to further your passion and your vision, I feel like, you know, you can get there.
Absolutely. Let's hear a little more from Jared about the making of the video.
I was just going to ask about the creation of the video because it's one of the few entries that was really just more on a graphic arts level as opposed to like a singer-songwriter level. Tell me a little bit about your process and what you were doing and thinking. I mean,
what happened was the whole concept I had about like rapid fire images in like a geometric shape, in this case a 5-pointed star. That's an idea I had been kicking around since college, and it just seemed like the perfect opportunity to put it to some use. But at the same time, the content that went in there, that was a bit more randomized. You know, that's when I'm just trying to pick one from column A, an idea from column B, and just see how they all come together. And it started becoming like a process of just like songwriting. It's just like some pieces work together, some pieces don't. Next thing I know, I was able to fill like the length of the song.
and you use a lot of that method in your video work. I've noticed on YouTube where you're pulling from, you know, the old school videos and suturing a lot of things together to kind of fit either the song style or the message.
A lot of that comes from not being able to go and shoot on location right now because of COVID. It's similar, in my opinion, to what sampling does for sound, using video editing in the same way, so that, you know, you have random snippets, but when you put them together, they can create a different sort of whole. I got the idea originally reading about how Bowie used it, where he would just like write out ideas on a piece of paper, literally cut them up and just... And so I just started doing random word generations, and that's where it came from. It's a great way to counteract writer's block, which I've found very helpful.
That's awesome. Tell us something funny or interesting about putting this video together. Was there any little backstory that nobody knows anything about?
It is hard to edit when you have a cat in your lap. Just like I had this little orange cat, he would always come up and he would sneak up on me, right? And I mean, I could never hear him coming. I'd be in the middle of something, totally focused. The next thing I know, poof, there's a cat in my lap. Like, scared the hell out of me, for one. And then, you know, he won't budge, so it's like, now I gotta work around him to try to get this done. And, you know, have a heart, will you?
At least he didn't lay it on the computer, you know?
No, that's my other cat.
That's the other cat.
Because cats are artists too, you know. They like to have some creative input.
Yeah, I wonder if the cat's got writing credit or anything.
I don't know. You're gonna have to check that album when it comes out.
All right, guys. Well, guess what? That is our final artist for the evening. We're gonna have some live performances in 1 minute, but just want to make sure you guys get a chance before voting closes, because we are down to the last seconds here. Head over quick to seethroughrecords.com. Put in, put in the artist name and a note when you hit that PayPal donation link. This is your last chance to help that artist see through their obstacles and get $1,000 worth of See-Through Record services.
So if you're getting on right now and you just want to see more Jarrett, you want to see more Wake Up Screaming, put Wake Up Screaming in that notes box. And now for the part we've all been waiting for. Well, for us it's live, I guess. I guess it's not really live for you. It's still screen in between. It's not the same. But for me, this is probably like the first live music I've had in a little while.
But there are no edits to these broadcasts, the interviews and the videos, yes, but also these performances are going to be the artists really just performing as they are. The first one we have in the studio is Q Ortiz. How you doing, Q?
Doing all right.
So glad to hear that. What do you got coming for us tonight?
I am playing a song off of my second project, QVC, Q's Vibe Collection. It's called Hold Me. Yeah.
You guys got to check this out on Spotify if you get a chance. Q Ortiz, QVC. Let's listen to Hold Me.
And I actually did just release some music on my YouTube channel that I have been working on. So if y'all want to get a sneak peek of that too, you can do that.
Yeah. He's all over the place, y'all.
For right now, Hold Me. And thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Thank you for being here.
Our new age, let's stick around till it's old. Never mind the new sage, who's telling us to let go. 'Cause I want you to hold on, and I'd like you to hold on to me. So forget about letting go. Grab a hold. What you think we got arms for? Forget about letting go. Keep me close. What you think we got hearts for? Spread your wings. Press me tight. Hold me. Our new space. It's just what you wanted, babe. You could do yoga in this room. And the look on your face expresses what you don't say. You don't say. And I love you too. And I'll marry you. So forget about letting go. Grab a hold. What you think we got arms for? Forget about letting go. Keep me close. What you think we got hearts for? Spread your wings. Press me tight. Hold me. For? What you think we got hearts for? What you think we got arms for? What you think we got hearts for? For love. For us. For love. For us. For you to hold me. What you think we got arms for? For you to hold me. So forget about letting go. Grab a hold. What you think we got arms for? Forget about letting go. Keep me close. What you think we got hearts for? Spread your wings.
Kiss me tight, hold me.
Wow. Yeah.
Take
Man,
it for two. Loving it right here.
I love that song on QVC on the recording, but man, hearing you do it in person, that was something special.
Yeah.
I got a little chills there a little bit. I'm
It's a
serious.
romantic song, Q. It's such a romantic song.
Thank you.
Well,
Thanks for sharing.
and it trips me out, man, because you can flow, you can you can be percussive. You know, I mean, I know guitar's fairly new for you, right?
What's new in that sense?
Well, I mean, in terms of like your focus.
Yeah, so it started off with the more percussion, with
Yes.
the djembe, then the cajon, and the guitar came about a year after. So with this, yeah, it's like 5-6 years now on the guitar.
Got you. Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously that would definitely. I just know, knowing you.
Yeah.
There's so much talent in terms of the other aspects, and also just there's the little mix of the kind of like spoken lines, but then to really truly hear Q sing, that's special. Man. That's special. You got heart, man.
Yeah,
Love you, man.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Q.
Let's give it up for Q Ortiz. That's what I'm talking about. Thank you so much, guys. I want to take this opportunity to, before we introduce our next live performance, I want to make sure that we get a chance, while the votes are being tabulated, to thank our co-founder and vice president, Patrick McGarry. This guy has been working so hard, helping set up the donations themselves, doing all that tech stuff that Israel's talking about, how he hated.
Talking to lawyers.
Oh, yeah. He, without him, this contest and this label could not be possible. So thank you, Patrick.
Thank
We
you,
love
Patrick.
Yeah, who's our next live performer?
Our next live performer is going to be Heather Marie. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We get a little bit of that extra magic coming into the studio live.
Yes, all right. Let's give it up for Heather Marie, everybody. Yeah. How you feeling, Heather?
I'm feeling good. Feeling good. I'm really good, actually. This is great vibes.
It's a chill Sunday night event, right?
Good times, good people. So, yeah. And this is the first time I've gotten to play for anybody in a long time.
Aww.
Other than perhaps my living room, which might be for like 1 or 2 people. Which
Right.
Doesn't count.
Well, you got 1 or 2 here, that's for sure.
8.
Well, what are you going to play for us today, Heather?
Okay, so I'm going to play a song that I wrote called Earthquake Girl. And it's interesting, I don't normally like to use pronouns because I want everybody to understand and relate to music, perhaps. But this was a song I wrote, it was a songwriter group. And so they throw out titles. And so they throw out this title, Earthquake Girl. And I'm like, all right, so let's do it, on to Earthquake Girl.
Always up for the challenge.
I feel like my life is always in constant shambles and shaking. So I'm like, I can do that.
Well, shake it up for us, baby. Here is Heather Marie with Earthquake.
From the moment I was born, everyone was warned I would be an earthquake girl. Seismic from the stars, I had a heart that ticks on place. Rattling, rattling. So you better get ready. The ground is getting unsteady. You start to feel the shake, shake, shake. is always followed by the earthquake. Then there will be the shock waves until there's nothing left to say. Yeah, there's nothing left to say. Every love I've been able to find has been along the fault line, so I know it's just a matter of time before disaster hits and we break into bits and there's no hope we will survive. No one makes it out alive. So you better get ready. The ground is getting unsteady. You start to feel the shake, shake, shake. It's always followed by the earthquake, and then there will be the shock waves until there's nothing left to say. Yeah, there's nothing left to say. 'Cause you destroy everything. Yeah. You destroy everything. Yeah. You destroy everything. Everything. Everything.
Yeah. I love that song. I love that song. Thank you so much,
I love the
Heather.
fact that you literally will take on whatever project comes your way. You're like, what? Video contest, let's do it. What?
Let's do it.
Songwriting contest, let's do it.
Do it.
What? New band, let's do it. What?
right.
Trip hop, let's do
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Even be alive.
I love it. Heather. Thank you so much.
Thank
I
you
love
guys
it.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Thanks for letting me be a part of this. All right.
Oh, yeah.
All right, you guys.
So our last votes are in. While the last votes are being tabulated, we find out who our grand prize winner is. Oh my gosh, I'm really excited. I want to know. We've got a couple more performances. Thanks for going just a little bit over time here, but I'll tell you what, we are 2 away. Next up in the studio, we got Burns 1 in the house.
Come on in, brother.
Hey.
Yeah, he's like, I'm coming
Yeah,
in.
yeah. Come on
Don't
over
be
here.
rude.
See,
We're not even on yet.
Yeah.
You have to rock the chair.
There you go. There's the spot.
How you doing tonight? You guys doing okay back there?
Yeah, doing
It's
good.
been so weird knowing I have all these rad, talented people, doing their safety reception out there, and I can't even see what's going on.
Absolutely. Well, hey, you know what? We got some fans excited to see who's going to win this contest. So,
That's right.
what are you going to
What you
perform
gonna
for
do
us
for
tonight?
us today?
I'm gonna do the zombie verse. That's a song that we
Hey,
submitted,
we
so,
gotta
yeah,
hit it in
yeah.
vivo, live and
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
without any further ado, here's Burns 1 hitting us up with some
Yeah.
zombie action. Cue this bad boy up.
I'm playing DJ and MC tonight.
I know how that goes. I'm
See how
playing
this
broadcast director.
How's volume?
Great.
I think we're good.
Alright. Here we go. I'm watching the scary movie. James popping some corn. Heard a knock, knock, knock. And I'm on at the door. and on one leg, cause the other one was missing, so was half of his face. And in place, I saw brains and skull frame. And things that West Craven couldn't even explain. I maintain no, cause I've seen this movie before. I stepped back and reached for the bat, chilling by the door. My time was no more, but we're twitching for my neck, and his teeth seemed dumb. I like grinning every second. I hear this beat in the back of my head. It's my alarm going off, and I'm laying in my bed. I fell asleep watching Shaun of the Dead, stoned as can be. Man, I need to stop smoking so much weed. And that's the story.
Yeah, man. Love it. Thank you so much, Dom.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us. Thank you so much for putting this together.
Absolutely, man. I'll tell you what, it's so cool because, you know, I've seen you perform plenty of times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
I've seen the video plenty of times. But seeing you, you know, the moves, you're a performer, man.
Thank
And
you.
a storyteller.
You need to be doing
Yes,
this. I'm
yes.
telling you what, no matter who wins this contest, I would love to work with you again in the future, my friend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We'll do that for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Indeed.
The Brothers Burns. We got Burns
Burns.
1, and I'm hoping next time you'll be able to see 1 and 2. This goes well with the 1s and the 2s.
Yes, indeed. I much love you.
Yeah, thank you, Dom. Oh my goodness, this has been such an amazing evening. Whatever like shortcomings and flaws we had in here, I will tell you what, it made me feel really good to see these artists actually getting a chance to connect with their audience and just to provide them that little bit of opportunity. That made it all worth it for me.
Yeah, it's been a really fun project. I mean, again, we were just kind of throwing ourselves out there as much as most of the people who've been doing the submissions. We're just trying to get things started, get things moving, and we knew we needed to do a fundraiser to make that happen because we're not rolling with the big bucks like the big labels are. So, you know, how are we going to do that? You know, we're not going to be doing any gigs or shows or anything that we would normally do to raise money, you know, to make this thing fly. So we really appreciate every one of you that checked in today, that saw what we were doing, that was a part of what we were doing.
Absolutely.
We've had so much help and so much support. And most importantly, I think we've gotten to that moment where we get to actually announce
This is it,
who you
folks.
voted in, like who's
Yes.
going to receive
Yes.
some more support, more
Has Patrick
collaboration.
sent you the magic text yet? Do we know?
Let's check here.
Oh,
Should we get him in?
Well, I don't know.
I think we're having to do, you know, socially distant communication.
Well, you know, even if we don't have them here, just I think it's time to. No, I think we got to announce the winner.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I can finally access the totals. Wait.
What?
Do you know the total? Do you know who won?
Maybe.
Do we have it in?
Yeah.
It's in?
I believe the answer is yes. We do have a winner.
All right.
All right.
Well,
so,
then get over here.
Yeah. So come on in the background.
I know you're
here.
a background guy, but
Yeah,
just sneak in.
exactly.
You're not gonna
I
have
will
that
give the drum roll, and then here, just scooch back a little bit here, cowboy. All right.
Too close for comfort.
No, you can
Okay.
get
Oh,
in the
I'm
camera.
photobombing. Okay.
Yeah, he's photobombing. This kid, let me tell you. Thank you again, Patrick. I'm going to give you a little drum roll, and then let's announce who our grand prize winner is. You guys ready?
We're ready.
Here we go.
I've been waiting all
A drum
day.
roll, please. Whoa, so much.
Always mixing.
And the winner is
Rhythm in the Method.
RhythMx.
RhythMx.
Oh, yeah, RhythMx.
Congratulations,
Come on,
RhythMx.
girl.
But remember, congratulations to all our contestants here. We're sorry RhythMx couldn't make it with tonight, but guess what? You will be seeing some more magic from RhythMx, and I have a feeling you'll be seeing some of these other artists around the See-Through team here soon.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like all of them are actually definitely worth seeing through.
Well, who knows in what order and what way, but like Kelly shared with you earlier, we have a lot of different ways that we want to connect people and that we want to help them achieve their goals, and it doesn't have to be on our terms.
No, we really want to support the artist. We want to support your vision. We want to support what you want to put out there. So we need you to tell us what that is. And get on that website, get on the emails, give us a shout, talk it through, and we might be able to figure something out. You want to record a song for your mom's birthday, like, you don't need to be a recording artist, but having it recorded well probably wouldn't hurt. Maybe she'll keep it forever. Just get in there. You want to be a supporter. We're going to have a lot more ways for you to support coming up, too. We got shirts, we got stickers, we got, the guest list, that's coming. I mean, so
absolutely.
Just get ready, y'all.
Yeah, he's repping the shirt here. Well, stay tuned, guys. Congratulations, RhythMx. I think people really felt your heart in your interview and your piece and your performance.
I don't think that muse is a phantom nervous.
It came down through the clouds, that's for sure. Congratulations. And from all of us here at the See Through team, Nathan, Kelly, Patrick, thank you all for being a part of this. We can't thank you enough. We love y'all. Have a great night.
Good night.
It's been a long time. We should have left you without a dope beat to step two, step two, step two, step two. Step into the realm, you're bound to get found by the sound and vibration of your soul. Get up or get down, let it in, let it out. Find peace, be free, and let go. We're here to get it live, spirit, body, and mind. These bars is open all night, just imbibe the vibes. Taste the hats and the highs, the drum and the bass. Everybody in the place, just step.